Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rain do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jacks. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy.
What's up, good Vipo? Happy Monday. Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing Happy Monday. And also, thank you to all of those who have hit that like button already and shared this video. Looks like 97% of you are saying that. The chat seems to be non-existent. I don't know what's happening there, but I see that there are people viewing. There we go. Happy Monday. There's some kind of delay happening. We're having tech issues. That was a little bit of my delay, so I apologize. I like to be on time when I give a time, but you know, life be life. And so thank you to She's the and Onisha and Life of London, Deshaun and Deborah and the Monica and Andrea and everyone else who's letting me know, and also those of you on Facebook and Instagram for letting me know that you can hear me. Is greatly appreciated. So today we actually have a few news stories and I guess a little bit of social media drama out there. I wanted to give an update because originally we thought that it was going to be the Carlee Russell story. We thought that we would have a trial that would be starting on today, but it looks like that has been, there's something else happening. I don't know. Looks like she may have wised up and taken a plea deal instead. But according to News Channel 8, Carlee Russell new plea hearing has been set for Alabama for her, accusing her of falsely telling the police that she was abducted last summer after stopping her car and checking on a toddler wandering near the highway. We now know none of that is true. Carlee's 2-day disappearance and her story of being abducted captivated the nation. And they're saying the trial was scheduled to begin on today, but the court document filed on Thursday shows a plea hearing is now set for March the 21st. The document did not specify whether she would plead guilty or not. We could pretty much probably assume, since the trial didn't happen or didn't start, that if she's taking any kind of plea or there's any kind of plea hearing, it's going to be a guilty one. I'm glad she wised up. I mean, it would have been interesting to see this broken down, but if she's still in total denial that she been lying and her parents are too, we probably wouldn't have got any additional information out of it. It probably just would have been a bunch of experts saying what they did to determine that it was all false. But they said Russell's attorneys appealed her case in the circuit court after a municipal judge in an October ruling found Russell guilty of misdemeanor charges of false reporting to law enforcement and falsely reporting an incident. The ruling came after Russell's attorney agreed to stipulate an appeal. And they said the procedure in which the defendant acknowledges evidence against them, a guilty decision is entered in The case moves to circuit court. Says Russell appeared July 13th after calling 911 to report that a toddler, besides on the side of the highway on Interstate 459 in Birmingham's suburb of Hoover, was wandering, blah, blah, blah. So they're just basically repeating the story. But anyway, that's the update on the Carlee Russell story. I was kind of looking forward to being able to watch that with y'all and, watch the trial with y'all, but it wasn't going to work out for my schedule anyway. Well, tomorrow wasn't going to work out for my schedule. I was like, God dog it would be the week of the trial. Have something that I can't even I can't reschedule. So I guess it all worked out. But anyway, let me see if there are any comments related to this. Kamora is saying that she's going to get house arrest. Think house arrest? Because wait, the first one, they was giving her, wasn't it a year? I don't forgot, y'all. I don't forget how much, what the and I don't think it says it in this. Yeah, I forgot off the top of my head. If y'all remember, put it in the chat what they were giving her before when they found her guilty. Wasn't it a year? And some restitution, a year in jail and restitution of $25,000 or something like that. But anyway, so that's the Carlee Russell update. We'll see what happens on the 21st, and then we'll just take it from there. There's another story that is in the news. This one is extremely sad, and it's coming out of Chicago, Illinois, and it is in regards to an 11-year-old boy who was unfortunately unalived through a stabbing while trying to protect his pregnant mom from her ex-boyfriend who had just been released from jail. Let me pull it up. Oh, wrong thing. I'm warming up, y'all. It's so crazy. All I did was take the weekend off, and I feel like it's my first time doing a live. But this young man, his name is Jaden Perkins, and they're saying that an 11-year-old boy. I'm sorry, I'm going to read this article instead of that. An 11-year-old boy was fatally stabbed. Hold on, got to enlarge it because y'all know I can't see. Fatally stabbed in Chicago while defending his pregnant mother against her ex-boyfriend who was released from prison a day before the attack, police said. Cressetta Brand, 37. Now, Crossetti, I've never heard this name before, ever. 37 was charged Friday with first-degree M in the unaliving of Jaden Perkins, as well as an attempted first-degree M for allegedly stabbing Perkins' 33-year-old mother. Brand also faces charges of armed robbery, aggravated battery, unlawful use of a weapon, violating protective orders, and 3 counts of home invasion with a unaliving weapon. Investigators said the stabbing happened inside of the victim's home at a Peterson Plaza complex on Wednesday, March the 13th. Perkins' mother was about to leave her apartment to take her 2 sons to school around 7:45 a.m. But as she opened the door, Brand forced his way into the home and began poking her with a weapon. According to court records, Perkins was trying to protect his mother when he was fatally unalived in the chest. The boy's younger brother, who was 5 years old, witnessed the attack, authorities said, but was uninjured. The woman was transported to area hospital in critical condition. Officials confirmed Friday she was alert and expected to survive along with her unborn child. They were quoted as saying this is something that never should have happened. And they said that the ex-boyfriend had served a 16-year sentence in a 2015 case for home invasion, possession of a stolen motor vehicle, aggravated domestic battery involving a different victim, and the Illinois Department of Corrections and court records show that he was released from Statesville Prison on mandatory supervision released on October of 2023. And they say at the time he received a memorandum reminding him of the order of protection regarding the victim. So that didn't mean nothing to him. It says Perkins' mother reportedly dated the suspect more than 15 years prior and had an active order of protection against him in place. She registered herself with the IDOC system to receive alerts regarding Brand's release from prison. According to the court documents, the suspect allegedly sent the victim a text message threatening her and her family on January 30th. He then allegedly went to her home on February 1st, 2 days later, ringing the doorbell multiple times and attempting to pull the handle. Prosecutors said the victim contacted the parole board and Brand was taken back into custody only to be released on parole weeks later on March 12th, 1 day before the deadly unaliving. According to the request for emergency order of protection filed on February 21st, the victim wrote that Brand had sent, she was quoted as saying, he sent me several text messages saying that he would unalive me and my family. He would wait outside my house and pow pow at me. I have pics. So they actually have here like what she wrote in the order of protection filing that he has sent her to, message. They said a judge did not grant the request for an emergency order of protection and instead schedule a hearing on the matter on March 13th, but it was already too late. Court records paint the history of the domestic violence against the victim by Brand, who violated an order of protection involving women 3 times back in this was involving this woman 3 times back in 2008, a case he received a 3-year sentence for. So they said during his sentencing, he was serving an order of protection, listed the victim and her mother as protected parties. So this dude, he's got like a whole long thing. Like we could read on forever and ever. But this young man here, whose life was unfortunately taken, they said there was a vigil for remembrance of his kindness on Friday. Gotta pull the other picture. Yeah. On Friday, friends and family of the 11-year-old boy gathered at the apartment complex where the attack happened, and they said that they're going to miss him. He was 6th grader at Pierce School of International Studies. Over 70 classmates and teachers and families came together at the apartment complex Thursday night for the vigil. So sad, but I got a story here, little news clip.
Arrested a suspect hours after the attack that killed 11-year-old Jaden Perkins. An announcement on charges is expected sometime today. His mother, who was critically injured in the attack, continues undergoing treatment at St. Francis. People who knew Jaden Perkins are remembering him as someone who lifted up others, someone who was kind, compassionate, a bright light. Classmates at Pierce School of International Studies, their parents, teachers, and staff came together for a vigil and balloon release in honor of the 6th grader Thursday evening. They gathered at Peterson Plaza, the Edgewater apartment complex where Jaden was killed Wednesday morning. When police got to the complex in the 5900 block of North Ravenswood, they found Jalen with a stab wound to his chest on the floor. His pregnant mother had also been stabbed several times. Neighbors say a 5-year-old boy was also home at the time. He was unharmed. The Sun-Times reports the suspect in custody was recently released from prison and has a long criminal history.
Sadness, confusion. Why would somebody do that, Who has... What empowers somebody to do that? What kind of human does it take to take the life of an 11-year-old boy?
Jaden Perkins was a dancer who was preparing to star in the lead role at the school musical Finding Nemo. There's been no...
So they're saying Brand is due back to court on April 3rd during the family's Friday hearing. Emotions ran high among the family members of Perkins as Brand entered the courtroom. Several people were removed. I can imagine. I bet they were trying to get to him. They should have let him. They should have just been like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't notice. We didn't notice that he got to. We didn't notice them shanking you." Horrible, horrible. Read some of your comments. With some protection, orders of protection become a joke after a while. Yeah, it's crazy that he was violating. I mean, they say get the order of protections to protect yourself, so that if there's an issue, the police takes it more seriously, et cetera, et cetera. She does that, and then he violates it constantly, and then gets put in jail, hand slapped, and re-released from jail. Craziness. He is going to have a beat down at Cook County. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, do they still do that? But yeah, I've heard that when you do violence against children, they get you. While the system failed once again. Yeah, it's sad. And it's sad that she asked for an emergency. I mean, even with the emergency order of protection, it's just like, who was protecting her? Like, what did it mean when he would get locked up and then end up right back out immediately? After serving 15 years in jail and violating probation, and he's still going after, who knows? Like, I don't know if they're saying that him serving the 15 years was due to her, but if he keeps coming at her when he's getting out, that says something. Have you heard the poll question I'm closing out is, have you heard of the 11-year-old of this story? Basically 65% of you had not heard of this story, 35% of you have. But yeah, it's very sad. I wanted to share it because it's a cautionary tale also to be careful of those who are around you who, you know, unfortunately, if you've ever been in this situation or currently in this situation, take those threats seriously. Try, you know, to get away if you can, and know that the order of protections ain't as protective. So sad. The next story I have is actually another story about a young Black person not really being protected. So this story is about a young lady who is 17 years old. She is a scholar, doing very well in high school, and is preparing to get ready to go off to college and in her senior year. But there was a problem, and I'll let her tell her story.
Sorry. Good evening. My name is Sierra Patterson. I'm a 17-year-old girl who attends Lower Richland High School. I'm a senior this year. I have 25 and a half credits with a 3.9 unweighted GPA. I'm also an IB and honor student. I have done cheer for Lower Richland since I was 13 years old, on varsity every year. I'm enlisted in the SC National Guard with the MOS of 31 Bravo, which is a military police officer. And I will be attending basic training in AIT this summer after graduation. Then in spring 2025, I will be attending Winston-Salem University, majoring in criminal justice and a minor in forensic psychology to become a homicide detective. I have already been accepted into Winston-Salem as well. While attending Lower Richland High School, I haven't had any referrals nor disciplinary actions. On January 22nd, as I was trying to break up an altercation due to no admin nor security being present, I was then attacked by a girl and we began to have a physical altercation. Then I was attacked by her friend as well, which I have video evidence of. This caused me to be referred to the hearing board and then to Olympia Learning Center because of the violation of Level 3, 3.17, major disruption of the education environment. At Olympia, they only have 2 out of my 7 classes, which are personal finance and economics. I then put in an appeal and waited 3 weeks, and then to where I went to my appeal, and I was sent to serve at Homebound Services last week when I got this information. But they didn't have my classes on Edgenuity, so then they contacted my base school, which is Lower Richland, and they said they would try to get my classes online through Schoology. And I was informed of that information today. I stand before you to state I have missed almost 2 months of my education due to this altercation, and I'm the only senior in this situation. They are all receiving the education needed for them to complete their grade, but I am not receiving none of mine in my senior year, and I'm the senior who is graduating this year. These are classes I need to graduate that aren't available. I have reached out multiple times to get work from my base school, but didn't receive anything, and I was removed from power school, so my teachers were unable to grade me, and it was putting me more behind. I am not failing, and I know I'll be able to catch up with the time I have left. I'll do a behavior contract or whatever is needed for me to go back to school. I've paid my senior dues for graduation. I paid for my prom dress already as well. I worked so hard to be in the top 30% of my class. Kept A's and B's every quarter to make sure I continue to excel in my honor and IB courses. I worked so hard for my IB certification. I apologize for my negligence of the violations I was involved in, and I wish it never happened. I wish I could go back and change the whole situation. My education, life, and career are now all on the line and being affected. I don't have time for summer school due to me leaving for basic training and AIT. I didn't put in another appeal because I don't have that much time left, and I really wanted to be heard as soon as possible. Graduation is in 2 months and 3 weeks.
Parliamentarian, let her continue. Finish, Donna.
Graduation is in 2 months and 3 weeks, and prom is in 1 month and 3 weeks. I really hope to attend both. I just want to go back to school to catch up. I'm sorry. I just want to go back to school to catch up back in my classes, which I know I am capable of doing, and walk at my graduation that I have worked so very hard for. Oh, God bless your hearts for what may happen next. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to me. Again, God bless you all. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you.
So sad, so sad. And it's just the heartlessness of the person who's yelling out 30 seconds. Your time is up. Why does it? I be trying not to get on my soapbox. Oh my God, I be trying not to. But it's the truth. Why do children of other persuasions get opportunities to be human and to be children who make mistakes? She has this clean record. She's a scholar. She's an honor student. She's doing everything she needs to be doing. And she got involved. She made a mistake. Let's just go with she made a mistake. Okay, she was trying to do the better good by breaking up a fight, and she got involved in something that wasn't good for her. But does that mean she has to lose all of her future opportunities, education? She's missing months of her curriculum, which will then impact her ability to do everything else because she tried to break up a fight in high school and got caught up in the fight. Like, what sense does that make? And yet you'll see others be caught with drugs, wrecking cars, driving drunk in high school, etc. And it's like, because they got the complexion for the protection, they get to, oh no, it's okay. You look at the what was those McDaltrey? What was that family? The family where the husband took the wife and the son, and you see all the stuff that they had going on and all the stuff their kids were up to and got protected from. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And she tried to break up a fight, got involved in it. It's like, now she needs to fail out of high school. What? Start a couple of y'all comments here. Oh, the like button. It's something about, like, there are some dots, because in this, I know y'all, this vertical format, but I got to do this as well. That's why we do it during the day. But it's something about 3 dots at the top, somebody was saying before. So I think that's how you do it. Somebody was saying before. I don't know. Depending on the device you're looking on. But it should be like a pull down or dots at the top where you can hit that like button. And then on my phone, I just got X'd out the chat, and the like button is right behind it. You can hit that and then scroll over to hit the chat again. I know some of this is too much for all y'all. But hit the chat hit the like button if you know how. If you don't, I ain't gonna hold it against you, but I appreciate it. Self-advocacy, yes. Love that her mother was right beside her. Yes, yes. I love that as well. For one, teach her mom being there to have her back and then teach her how to self-advocate. But her mom was also holding her up, like, be strong. This is what you got to do, kind of thing. The question I had put out there though is, I don't know, and I don't know if I missed the comment that might be have explained it, but I don't know if I don't know what happened with this. I was on online on the social media platforms looking. I saw it under Joy L. Reed's on her Instagram page. And then I saw comments, but it was just kind of random stuff, except for one person said, "Oh, I know the superintendent personally. I'm about to call them now." And then people were saying, "Well, keep us updated." And then I looked through all the comments. I ain't seen nothing else. So I don't know. Says, I saw this too. She was trying. Oh yeah, I put this one up. She was trying to break up a fight. But yeah, I don't see anybody. I don't think. Hope I ain't missing it. Okay, I don't think nobody put it. I don't think anybody has the answer. But hopefully that. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Is it Sheila P? I think. She was granted the okay for graduation, but no to prom. Okay, fine. I still feel like that. I still feel like with all that she, I don't know, whatever. That's better than ruining her entire future. So yeah, now we got the answer. So she was granted the okay for graduation, but no prom. So something's better than nothing. Well, as far as at least it doesn't run. That's the main thing. That it doesn't ruin her future. Poll question I'm closing out is, have you heard of this story? 71% of you had not. 29% of you have. Savvy is saying she's being socially isolated with no prom. Yeah, I don't know all of it. Yeah, I don't know all of the particulars. So I mean, prom ain't the be all end all. It is definitely a monumental moment in that when you're phasing out of that part of your life, but I don't think it's going to affect her ability to prosper and be happy in life either. So, have you been following the Fani Willis case? Where's she at? Where's her picture at? I'm off today, y'all. Mentally, I'm off. Fani Willis. For those of you who don't know, she is the prosecutor in district attorney in Georgia who had filed the charges against Trump for election interference for the case. She was the one got up there and she was just rolling it off. Oh my God, it was epic. I got to find that clip. I said that before and totally forgot. I got to find a clip of that. But anyway, the Fulton County judge, now they basically was trying to put her on trial saying she not fit to do this because they like, oh, she too good. Oh, this comment that I left up is perfect. I was about to take Alice's comment down, but it worked for this one too. But anyway, they basically tried to put her on trial for her personal life and trying to say she wasn't fit, morally fit, and all this other stuff to be able to prosecute for this. Because basically they like, she too strong. Y'all, they get a strong black person with something, and the next thing you know, they trying to find other ways to disqualify us. So I've been there. That's why I know. I've been there. Say Fulton County judge says District Attorney Fani Willis can continue to prosecute the 2020 election interference case against Trump. Says community members are responding after the Fulton County judge warned that he could issue a gag order against District Attorney Fani Willis in the future and criticize comments she previously made at a church. So she was at a church speaking, and she made some comments in regards to the case and being attacked as a black woman, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing but the truth, whole truth. And the judge is speaking from the bench about what she was doing on a Sunday, which that ain't making no sense. But they said in Friday's ruling on whether to disqualify Willis from the Georgia 2020 election interference case, Judge Scott McAfee said he did not find that Willis' relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade amounted to a conflict of interest that should disqualify her from the case. Look at God, won't he do it? I was nervous because I was like, I don't know if this guy is a secret Trumper, a MAGA, I don't know. Thank God he obviously wasn't, or at least was holding to the law. Says he ended up offering her two choices. Either she could step aside along with the entire district attorney's office and refer the case to a prosecuting attorney counsel for reassignment, or Wade could withdraw from the case. I think that was there was really not two options. That was like, you got to get rid of him. She's like, okay, because if you keep him, then she got to the whole team got to go. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. Says Wade ended up tendering his resignation the same day, but in addition to the overall ruling, McAfee took time to mention a speech Willis gave in January at Big Bethel AME Church. Willis was honored as a part of the church annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration service and used her time at the pulpit to address the congregation about the hearing and challenges she's faced both personally and professionally, which very much so been sad. Here's a little news segment on it. Oh, come on, thing.
County judge's warning of his possible gag order against DA Fani Willis following remarks she made at a church in January about the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. 11 Alive's Erica Murphy is taking a closer look at the judge's decision and Willis's remarks made at a Metro Atlanta church.
I was surprised that he admonished her for what she said at the church because it wasn't directly about these defendants.
Associate Professor John Acevedo, who teaches law at Emory University, says Judge Scott McAfee's criticism of comments Fulton County DA Fani Willis made at Big Bethel Church wasn't necessary, but he does admire the way the judge ruled. The judge ruling Willis could stay on the election interference case if Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade stepped down after defense attorneys alleged Willis and Wade were romantically involved and had financially benefited from Willis's appointing Wade to the case.
I think the decision really reflects his desire to end distractions in this case.
Parishioner Keith Burnett agrees McAfee's decision to allow Willis to remain was fair.
I felt like his decision was spot on because the people on the other side made it a moral thing and it wasn't a moral thing.
Willis was honored back in January as part of the church's annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration service and used her time in the pulpit to address the congregation about the hearing and challenges she's faced both personally and professionally.
I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked one.
Burnett was there the day Willis's speech was delivered and says he was moved by it.
The fact is, she talked about demons. She talked about darkness, and she talked about the fact that she's doing her job and she did everything she could in her power to pick the right people.
In his ruling, the judge wrote that Willis's comments at the church about the case were legally improper and warned of a potential gag order against her in the future. Hours after the judge issued his ruling Friday, giving Willis the choice to stay on the case if Wade stepped down, Wade resigned. Reporting from Atlanta, Erica Murphy.
So yeah, I'm gonna read a few of your Aunt May 20 is saying, I think the trial was a bit much, but Fani should have known better because Black folks are always under a microscope. Yeah, I mean, but I guess when some of those situations were going on, she probably had no idea that she would end up in the spotlight in such a way. Kalonda is saying I might be the oddball out, but I don't agree with the relationship she and Wade had. I hadn't, I mean, I saw her testimony, but I never got around to watching his testimony or the testimony of her father. Yeah, so I will say from what I did hear, I think besides the fact that they didn't disclose it, you know, when they are fraternizing with other colleagues, I think other than that, they're grown people and they can do what they want, but they didn't share it. They did it kind of behind closed doors, which for me, I'm a private person, so I'm all with that. But I get from a professional standpoint, they're supposed to disclose it. Other than that, I don't really have a problem with what they did. They consenting adults. You can't help what fine people at, what people you're attracted to. You can't help where they at. Sometimes they in the cubicle next to you. Well, in her case, the office across the street or something. I don't know. Her evidence and receipts better be a slam dunk. She is different. She is I think it's definitely under a microscope. Yeah. They are trying everything to keep Trump from being punished for his crimes. Yeah, it's crazy. Even just even the fact of, I mean, it's very much so the 48 laws of power. Like by trying to incriminate the person who's trying to prosecute you, he's like, no, I'm gonna turn this on you. What you been up to? This ain't about me. No, what you been up to? I heard that but you didn't do this, and you broke the law when you did this. It's crazy. You had a speeding ticket when you were 16 years old. You're a criminal. Like all that. It's crazy. They are afraid of Fani, and she is not playing. From what I see, yeah, and on top of that, that's why just even hearing in her testimony that she's gotten death threats to the point she had to basically abandon her own home and move away and all of that. That's horrible when all she's doing is doing her job, but also trying to protect America. And we know that fool talking about a bloodbath. I forgot to pull that clip in. I don't know how many of you are aware that in his most recent speech, he said that if he doesn't win the election, it's going to be a bloodbath. He's dog whistling to his people. Already had the January 6th. I don't. That part is just baffling to me. How they can excuse that and prosecute some of the people who were actually a part of it. People who were those thugs who were out there, right? Those barbarians, those deplorables who were out there climbing walls of our Capitol. But they can arrest them and stuff, but not the person who actually caused them to do it and literally like did a speech to get them riled up right before and said, go for it. And didn't do anything to prevent it when he still had power. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. Says Jug McAfee is a Republican. Yeah, when I say MAGA, see, I don't lump all Republicans into the MAGA hat. I get that some of them are, and some of them aren't, but they're okay with the chaos of MAGA because they like whatever it takes for us to win. But they are slowly also realizing that you can't control that monster. It's kind of like mixing bleach and ammonia. You can't control how far the fumes go before they take everybody out. So yeah, I know that there are different types of Republicans. So when I say MAGA, I mean MAGA. I mean Trump crazy people. Why isn't the same measuring stick used for Clarence Thomas? I'm so glad Fani won this. Yeah, like him, but even Trump, like Trump said, I'm gonna grab him by the P, and he gets away with that. He's now been on trial for defamation for physically assaulting a woman. And we know it's happened multiple, but one that we're Jean. This is Jean Carter Hill. That's somebody I knew named that. But her, and she won what, 80 million, y'all, something like that. Craziness. It's just ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. That's why I can't follow it closely, because it's just mind numbing. Who said Fani is a Republican? Who said that? Who said that? Jean Carroll. Thank y'all. Jean Carroll. Okay. Thank y'all for that correction. But yeah, who said who in the chat saying that she's Courtney is saying Courtney Witherspoon, Republican and MAGA are different. Right. I guess in some ways, sometimes you get a little confused though. I can see how the confusion has started. That I can definitely see. But they are not 100% the same. MAGA people are also Republicans for the most part. Actually, they're just radicals at this point. I don't even know what they are, but they help Republicans. Anyway, that's enough of that. I don't want to talk about that no more. Moving on to our next story. Have you guys heard about? Oh, let me close this poll out first, though. Have you been following the Fani Willis case? Oh, 63% of you actually have. 37% of you have not. I'm right in the middle. Like I've caught the headlines, but I haven't been following it closely. Are you aware of the Nene and Porsha, for lack of a better word, beef? Are you aware of the Nene and Porsha beef that just started over the weekend? Where Nene Leakes accused Porsha Williams of hindering her chance to co-star in Netflix's The Upshaws, claiming that Porsha told producers she wouldn't work with Nene due to past issues. Nene shares her frustration on Instagram, detailing her excitement for the role and subsequent disappointment upon learning that Porsha Williams Guabadia refused to work with her despite their previous friendly interactions, including double dates and social gatherings within weeks of that. Right before Porsha basically announced that her and Simon weren't together no more, or that she was divorcing him. The situation led to Porsha being replaced by another co-star. She was replaced by Cynthia Bailey, with Nene emphasizing the impact of labeling Black women in the industry as difficult, which she feels is unfounded in this case. Question is, do you think it was purposeful? Says Nene defended her status as a professional and, hold on, I meant to put this up. Nene defended her status as a professional and a star, expressing sadness and disappointment over Porsha's actions, which she views as a betrayal of her past friendship and support of each other during tough times on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it also touches on, the reputation of the professional relationship and challenges that Black women face. It seems like it's not something you play with. But I'm going to play, hopefully this, because this is the video I have a problem with. I edited it and I don't know what the hell. It ain't, the stuff I did to it don't look like it's here. So we'll see what happens. But this is in part Nene's now viral clip of her talking about this situation.
A disappointing video, but nonetheless, here goes. So earlier this week, I was told by my management company that the Netflix scripted series called The Upshaws were interested in casting me for a part. In Upshaws, it's Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes. Directing this particular episode is Kim Fields. I was excited to do it. It's a comedy. I love comedy. I used to have a comedy show out on the road. Some of you guys know. So comedy is something that I love to do and was really happy to do it. As the talks went on, we agreed upon whatever we agreed upon. I was to fly out to LA on Tuesday. They told me that Porsha Williams Guabadia was also playing in this particular series. She would be side by side with me. I was excited. I haven't seen Porsha. We always have a good laugh when we see each other. So I was just like, okay, so me and Porsha are going to kill this part. I get to LA on Tuesday. They tell me to go straight to, to the studios. I need to go into wardrobe. Once I got into wardrobe, I'd chosen to wear like this silver color. They showed me a picture of Porsha. They said that Portia's wearing something similar in color, and maybe I would choose something else because we were gonna be, side by side doing this scene, no problem. I gave them a whole different look. They told me we were gonna be having rehearsal. At rehearsal, I didn't see Porsha. There was a stand-in. We broke for lunch. We came back. We were going to do a whole run-through. I still didn't see Porsha. I'm just waiting to see Porsha, right? I'm excited to see Porsha. I'm like, well, I want to, wait till I see Porsha on set. So me and her can chop it up. So Porsha never came. We wrapped for the evening. I went back to my hotel. When I got to my hotel, production called me and asked me if I had any issues with any housewives because they were going to be recasting the other position. And I was like, oh my God, no, like what? And they were going to recast the position that Porsha was playing. And I was like, what? Why? And they said, do you have any issues with Kim Zolciak, Cynthia Bailey, Marlo Hampton? And I was like, no, like I just saw Kim recently and we talked. I talked to Cynthia Bailey often. I talked to Marlo Hampton often. No, like they ultimately cast Cynthia Bailey and she was flown out to LA on Wednesday. We did the part together. I was later told that Porsha did not show up to work and had said that she did not want to work with me, that we had issues from the past, and she did not want to work with me. Let me take that in for a second. Listen, Porsha and I have double dated a few times, okay? Okay. Simon had a birthday. We were all in Miami together. We hung out for the whole weekend to celebrate Simon's birthday. We all decided one weekend to go to Vegas to see Usher. We all went to Vegas to see Usher, couples. I was in Dubai. Porsha and Simon were in Dubai. We all hung out. Yanni and I have gone to Simon and Porsha's home to hang out, party, drink. My son came over, brought hookahs. We ate African food, had a great time. Of course, Porsha had a wedding, and I'm at her wedding. I've seen Porsha in Atlanta out. We've laughed and talked. I am shocked that Porsha would go to a production company and say, I am shocked to hear that Porsha would go to a production company, that she doesn't want to work with me because we've had a lot of issues in the past. What lots of issues that we had in the past. Mind you guys, I haven't been a housewife in over 4.5 years, okay? Besides that, as Black women, okay, when you call a Black woman angry, difficult, we've got problems, I can't work with them on set, that is a death trap for a Black woman in the industry. We don't have any issues that we can't work together. We are professionals. We get on set and we work together and do what we got to do. Your issues in the past, if you had to pick a housewife, it certainly wouldn't be with me. It would have been with Kenya. It would have been with Candy. Those were your major issues. We've had petty things. We're on a reality show. So we obviously are going to have some sort of issues, but we've not had anything where we could not work together. I'm sad and disappointed that Porsha would go to any company and say that she's had issues with me and we cannot work together. That is a lie. I text her. So it's not like I'm doing this video, I didn't text her. I text her. Get a text back saying that she's going through her divorce and I didn't reach out to little sis. Are you serious? You and your husband were just happy and smiling in Dubai. I thought you guys were having a fight And maybe you guys are going to get back together. I don't know what y'all personal business are. I don't want to be nosy, okay? I don't want to invade your privacy. Maybe you need some time. I don't know what you need. I was happy to see her and talk to her and chop it up then. I don't want to pry. Yes, Yanni and Simon are hanging out together, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm not hanging out with Simon. Yanni's hanging out with Simon. I can't change this relationship with that man. I wouldn't let him change my relationship with Porsha. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing that you would do that. It's very disappointing, and people need to stop. They need to stop doing that. That's not right.
I'm here. I just got too much on the screen. I just put the poll. I was trying to figure out a way. I thought for some reason, it's not letting me. It used to let me where I could add a couple other options, even though I still had to keep the yes and no. But I was going to say, have y'all select whether you were basically team Nene in this or team Porsha. But my only option was to ask it this way. So if you're on Nene's side in this situation, not saying, do you believe Nene perfect? She don't never do no wrong. She ain't a narcissist. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, in this particular situation, are you on the side of Nene? If so, yes. If you're on Porsha's side, say no. Then that's how we could tell who's, but it looks like it's the great majority of you who are team Nene. I was looking at some of the questions. I started some, but let me see. I'll be trying not to make sure I'm missing them as I'm reading the ones I start. S. Smith is saying, I think this is made up. Y'all, my eyes have just really struggling lately. Like for real. This stuff seems so tiny. I think this is a made up beef for both to stay in the headlines. Okay. Yes, I think it's all to play a ploy rather to get, see, it looked like play, and that's ploy to get Nene on Bravo for a new show. You do know that Nene and Bravo are still not resolved their arbitration. They're still literally in arbitration. They're in the middle of a lawsuit still. So I don't know about that one. They're not on each other's side right now. Trakeisha saying, I don't believe that Nene loves drama. So what part, Trakeisha, are you saying you don't believe that nothing is that she's saying is true, or that her version of the story ain't true? Porsha wanted Nene to pick a side according to her reply back to Nene. I guess that's a good time for me to put this up. For those of you who are not aware, Michelle ATL Brown, also of Straight from the A, had the exclusive text message exchange between Nene and Porsha. She happens to be friends with Nene. Nene was like, girl, here you go. And here's the actual email exchange. I'm sorry, text message exchange between Nene and Porsha. Okay, good. I'm struggling to read it here. It's on my monitor though. Says, hey, Porsha, I hope you are doing well. I'm shocked to hear that we have issues and you didn't want to work with me. Wow. Just wow. We have double dated a few times, Vegas, Miami, your home, etc. It's sad to hear. We have hung out in Dubai. You were texting me about Housewives. This is sad. We are Black women that need to work, not stopping each other from working. That's the right one. Is it this one? Hold on. Am I out of order? Yeah, here's the one. Oh, Lord. I'm waiting on it to pop up on my screen. Here we go. And it's blocked. Hold on. Let me move this comment. Says, yeah, all of that. And through all of this and this, your first text, who, and how the F do you not even check on Lil Sis? Enough said, you chose a side, and I'm good with that. People weird AF. I've shown loyalty time and time. I've also shown concern and genuine love during all of your hardships, but I never get it back. It's cool though. When people move differently, so do I. Then Nene says, you are wrong in every way. You went extremely too far. Nothing you are saying is valid enough to go to a production company and say you did not want to work with Nene because we have had issues in the past. I'm trying to read. I gave you your space. I didn't want to invade your privacy. I didn't want to seem nosy. I wanted to wait until I see you in person. I was excited about working with you. As far as Nene and Simon are concerned, they have their own relationship, and I have nothing to do with that. I only speak to Simon and keep it moving. So that was y'all ain't giving no grace. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to get to the live chat. Where's the comment I just saw? Kalanda saying, seems fake. All that? Yeah, I ain't believing it. Get out of our face playing with us. Trying to create y'all new season's content. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna say my perspective is I do think it's real. I do feel like, based on the information I have, I'm subject to change my opinion on the drop of a dime. I'm telling y'all, because I ain't like, sorry, I think somebody just said they team nobody. I'm right there. I enjoy both of them. Like I'm, as far as enjoying them as entertainers for the show, et cetera, I enjoy both of them. I also think both of them got issues, and I don't think neither one of them perfect. But when it comes to this particular situation, I am siding with Nene from the information that I have, and that I do believe that this was a snake move, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong. It could be made up. It could be for the show. It could be a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the BS. I don't know. But from what I know, I'm saying that I'm siding with Nene with this, because if it was that bad to Porsha, she should have, she could have found other ways to get out of it without pointing a finger at a woman who has been blackballed. It is clear at this point that we can say that Nene has definitely been blackballed. Also, some of the theory that's out there, and I was thinking about this as well, is it that because you know that Porsha has this deal now, this 360 deal with Bravo, she's coming back to the Housewives and other projects and like multi-million-dollar deal. Is it that it wasn't really her ultimate decision, but that she was doing what they wanted her to do, as in Bravo, the network, etc., because they're still not effing with Nene? So why would they want their now biggest star, with this whole deal she got being out there, why would they want Porsha on a show with somebody who they're in arbitration with, who they really blackball? They not trying to give Nene no shine. They not trying to give Nene any proximation to the Bravo brand or the Housewives. And if she's seen in a scene with their now biggest star, that being Porsha, that's it, by way of, is going to help Nene shine again, or it's gonna be a thing. Hell, this is a thing. So was it really fully Porsha who got issues in the past? Even though they were just hanging out like weeks or a month or two before that, literally hanging out, vacations, going to each other's houses, hookahing and drinking and African fooding, and then all of a sudden you can't make money with me. You do all this with me, but all of a sudden you can't even act as a character. What? So when somebody brought that up, that whole Bravo thing, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But she ain't gonna say, well, Bravo don't want me to be on the same set as her. She's gonna say something else. But she could have said, you know, I'm going through a divorce. It's really a sensitive time, or I'm sick, or whatever. There's a lot of other things she could have did versus throwing Nene under the bus and making her look like the problem when Nene already is just trying to climb back out of the hole that's been, you know, well, shit, I was gonna say the hole that's been dug for her, but in a way she dug it herself to some degree, if you ask me. To some degree. I don't think she deserved it on the level that has happened to her all these years, but she needs some humble pie, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Porsha, she is going through some things, but being a snake, but I think you said maybe she's been a snake for a year. Yeah, that's new on me. This whole Porsha thing, I know she did the thing with wasn't Dennis saying she was doing some stuff? But like I've seen some small things. Even Cordell, wasn't he? Wasn't Cordell saying she was on something too? Like it started this whole thing with Simon just was an eye opener for me, like seeing how she moves behind the scenes. That I did not know. Andree is quoting Nene in that video clip where she says, "No, I don't have any issues with Kim." I mean, I've called her basically subtext is, I've called her a racist and said she was on the show. She was shown favoritism on the set. Other than that, we're great. Lord Lanithia. Yeah, I mean, part of at least some of her argument that even has her in arbitration with Bravo is some of the antics, the racism that was happening behind the scenes that was promoting Kim, but also Kim was a part of. And that, yeah, so, but she's good with Kim. Talisa saying, I saw something today that shows her double dating with Simon and his new boo. What's up with that? Simon is trolling y'all online. He trolling y'all. So I take whatever I see with Simon with a grain of salt. He's trying to prove that although this younger, more attractive, successful in her own right woman has broke his heart, made a fool of him, exposed him in public, all of that, he's still trying to portray himself as the GOAT. He's still a winner. He's still the man. What was that? Last week, y'all was over there talking about he on the boat with a model woman, an Instagram fitness person. Meanwhile, Yeezy right there on the side of the video. Yeezy posting same footage on his social media platforms. They were together and the girl was with Yeezy. Then you know, the Rolls Royce thing, like Simon's just been trolling. I'll believe it when I actually, just because he in a pit. Hell, y'all know how many pictures I've taken with women, and I'm gay. See, I'll be like, Vel was hugged up with Angela. That don't mean I'm with her. No, because I stood next to her, and there was y'all. Yeah, slow down, y'all. Slow down. Because last week it was a different woman. Now it's this woman. Slow down. Don't fall for everything y'all see on social media. Let it breathe. Because they always up to tricks and stunts to get y'all all twisted up. Think Nene is using Porsha drama to try to get back on reality TV. I mean, it looks like this was a legitimate situation, a legitimate claim that if in fact this did go down and she's putting mud on Nene's name present day, I think it warranted Nene speaking up for herself to say, hey, this is what's really happening out here, just so I don't have any issues moving forward and people and that narrative getting out there and taking flight. So I don't know. That's why I see it. But I don't know nothing about that. Vel, I love when you act the conversations. Thank you. I was struggling with that. I wasn't ready. Yeah, I didn't vote because I'm torn. Yeah, again, this particular situation, I'm with Nene, but again, I don't feel like either of them are without blame as far as period. Right, nobody's perfect. Team Queen Nene. Porsha is being difficult. Yeah, and who knows? I mean, Portia's going through whatever. I don't know what the hell. I mean, we know supposedly this divorce. I don't know whatever the hell else is happening. I mean, I know what I'm hearing in the blogs. That's not what I'm saying. But like mentally, I don't know what else is happening with her, but it's just something is going on. And I don't know what it is. Because she just moving, I don't know, sloppy or something. I don't know what's happening. Nene probably did make her feel like she sided with Simon, but that's personal. Porsha is stopping a business move dead wrong. Yeah. I like them both. Like you said, they are both very messy. I ain't say they both very messy, did I? I don't think I said that. Don't be putting words in my mouth. Remember, I'm a blogger. The next thing you know, Vel B said Nene is very messy. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Right. Nene came with the receipts. You have to, like, doing, you know, with the way things are now. I'm gonna start this one and then. So this is back to the other topic because I didn't know about this. Andrea is saying that Trump had to admit in documents today that he can't afford the NYC bond. They could start liquidating his property to E. Jean Carroll within says if he can't secure underwriting. Interesting. I guess I got to look into that because I'm not. I mean, I know he broke. I mean, I put it this way. I know he ain't as rich as he claims to be, like Darius Crooks. That I know. Oh my God, I saw a Trump speech what was it, last weekend, I think? I should have bookmarked and recorded it. I didn't feel like recording it in the moment. But oh my God, it sounded like Darius Crooks. I was like, oh my God, they read from the same playbook. Judith Faison is saying, is there any news on Shanquilla? I don't know. Should there be? I mean, I don't know. Are you saying that? Because sometimes people ask and they know something, they just want me to talk about it. Sometimes they ask because they haven't heard anything and they think that I'm an investigator reporter, that I just know these things. I don't. I haven't been following that case. So does anyone know in the chat? We're a team here. I'm only one man. I cannot keep up with all this stuff. The last I knew, it wasn't looking that good. Wasn't looking like we was really getting no real movement with anything. Yeah, I don't see nobody comment on it. Okay, so last one is, did you know? Oh, let me close this out. Are you on Nene's side with this situation? 60% of you say yes. 40% of you say no. No matter what she does, I'm going to vote against her. No, I mean, it's fine. Like, some people might feel like if you're supposed to be a friend, you didn't say anything to me in these weeks of all my stuff being in the blogs. I would have thought too, if I'm, at that level, sometimes you just don't know what's for fodder for the internet. And, they're celebrities. They got stuff going on. Everybody busy. Who knew if, I could see why Nene wouldn't necessarily reach out right away for something like that in their particular situation. And then hell, when people going through breakups, some people don't want you all up in there. What's going on, girl? You okay? You want me to talk to you about it? Like, no, leave me alone. So I don't know. Poll question I'm putting out there. Oh, I don't think I brought this in though. Where is it? Hold on. Bear with me. What's this here? I never brought it in. Oh, yeah, here it is. I never brought it in. Poll question. I can't do both. Hold on.
In the airline industry for
poll question I'm putting in here is, did you know about this flying hack? I ran into this on Instagram. It's from TikTok, but I ran into it on Instagram and went over to TikTok and grabbed it. But this lady who works at an airline talked about this flying hack that I had never heard of before, but it's pretty cool. So let me know as you watch it.
3 years, and this is my #1 flying hack, besides getting pre-checked, but that one's obvious. The morning of your flight, you're going to text yourself your flight number, okay? But the key is you have to include your airline code. So for example, if I'm flying American Airlines flight 686, I'm going to type AA686. Delta is going to be DL, Alaskans AS. You get the point. If someone's picking you up, send it to them. If you're Ubering, send it to yourself. That text will become a link to tell you everything you need to know about your flight. And it will update in real time. What's your gate? You're going to go through security, click your little, open your phone, click on your link, and know, oh, I'm gate D6. Awesome.
Okay, I figured it'd be easier to show you. So you're going to text your flight number, click the link, preview flight, boom. This is the plane I will be on headed to Salt Lake. It's somewhere over Texas, so I'm going to swipe. This is my flight. It's on time. We're going to be at gate B9, leaves at 2:24, and if I check a bag, baggage claim 25 as soon as I land.
If it changes, it'll change in that link. Whoever's picking you up can literally see your little airplane flying across the screen. You know, when you take off, you're supposed to land at 8:30 in the morning, and then mid-flight, it's like there's a great tailwind or something, and you end up landing at 8:06. It'll update in that link, and whoever's picking you up can see exactly when that flight status changes. It's the greatest hack. I never look at the screens. I never have to look at the screens in the airport anymore. If you have a connecting flight, text yourself both flights. The second you land, you can just click your link and know exactly what your gate is, so when you get off the plane, bing, you're off to your connection. It's the greatest hack ever, and I feel like nobody knows about it. So that's it. Thanks.
So yeah, that was a cool hack. The only thing I learned about it after the fact is that it only works for iPhone users. So if you don't have the iPhone, just like with most other things, y'all ain't got access to it, unfortunately. So that hack is only for iPhone. But I was like, that's cool because it's really quicker than, because the girl, she did another video after this. I just didn't see the need to have both. But she was saying in her reply, she had people in her comments saying, some people in the comments saying, well, my app does that too. And her point was, well, everyone doesn't have the app, and it's especially in her experience helpful for, she says she sends it, she texts people who are picking her up from the airport or just tracking her travel. They may not want to download Southwest, Delta, American Airlines, et cetera, to do that. And I find myself, I'll delete the apps until I'm about to fly again and then re-upload them and stuff. So with that, it's convenient for those who are tracking other people's travel. But you gotta have an iPhone. I mean, it is what it is. 89% of you did not know about this hack. I'm a part of that 89% that did not know about it. I'm confused by Kimura's. I don't know why. It's just stopping me. And then I was gonna move on. Sometimes, well, no, most of the times when I don't understand what a message means in the chat, I just move on from it. I don't even try. But this one is, I'm curious. Norman, he don't got that much longer. Are we talking about Trump? Are you saying Trump does, and are you talking to someone in the chat named Norman? Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. I ain't seen nobody named Norman, but I don't know what's happening there. Thank you. Courtney saying, hold on, let me put it on the screen. Thank you, Val, for withholding the Android shade. Yeah, Frank, because yeah. I'm like, if I was on Patreon, I probably would have said more. I know I would have said more. I had to think of my general audience. I was like, let me not lose, let me not lose half the audience. Well, the truth is, it wouldn't be half the audience because the majority of people have iPhones. But that's another story. Let me just do a question. Let me do a poll question. I'm done with the show, basically. I'm going to read a couple more questions, then we're getting out of here. Do you have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone? So if you don't, you say no. If you have a Droid, rather, you say no. If you Trakeisha says caution. If you do have a if you have an iPhone, it's yes. If you got a Droid, it's no, basically. I'm gonna read these start questions. The way you covered the Tim Norman trial, you could have been an investigative reporter. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mainly, I can cover one good topic at a time, like major topic. Like Darius Crooks right now is like our major series, and I can focus on that, but I can't do a major situation like that and try follow the Trump stuff and follow if Carlee Russell had become a trial and follow that like that. It's just I can't handle that as one person. I just can't. But small, quick stories, we move on. I can do multiples of those. Sometimes you don't know what to say. Yes, as far as like a situation like Porsha and Nene, where someone is going through something like a divorce, a breakup of a relationship, sometimes you just don't know what to say. Especially when the last time you saw them, you saw no trouble. Like all the times you've seen them, you saw no problems in paradise. And you think it's all good, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's happening here? And you're a celebrity, and you know that people do stuff like tricks and stunts for clicks and views and popularity and more money on them contracts. I would probably be the same, like, oh, she onto something. Next time I see Porsha, we probably gonna laugh about it. I probably would be approaching it the same way. But Porsha did say in her defense in the text message, she said, you never have my back, basically, when I'm going through something. You're never there for me, and I'm always there for you. So it could also be that she feels like everything I go through. So this could have been the icing on the cake. So I get that as well. I do get that. I have been in those situations where I'm like, it ain't this time. This is just the last time. This is for me the icing on the cake. This ain't the only time. I thought Simon was being deported. What happened with that? I don't know. I mean, he's not as of yet, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. Simon is a scammer. He on to his next lick. Oh, that's what y'all saying. That's what y'all saying. Who we looking like? Who you looking like? Is that somebody trolling? I think that's somebody trolling. I got to look at that picture. It's funny if you are. you got to realize you working with an Aries over here. I can laugh at myself, like for real, for real. But I think that's a troll. Do you have an iPhone? Closing out this poll. What I say? What I say? I mean, when it works, it works. When it's good, it's good. 62% of the people have iPhones. 38% of y'all, maybe one day. Oh, Alice, why you deleted? I wanted to enlarge the thumbnail and no, wait. Well, I put it on screen. I don't know. I might still, no, I ain't gonna be able to see it. I wanted to see it. It's gotta be, well, forget it. We'll talk about it on Patreon. Right, Courtney. They really don't know. You are so petty, and I still love you. Yes, I'm so petty that not only will I troll over phones, and for those who don't know, I have both. I just love this one. Absolutely love. This is one I use. This is like a little extra tablet, basically, what I use it as. But yeah, when the trolling and pettiness, I can laugh at myself. I don't know what people think that. I don't know. It's got to be a sick, like, little switch in my head or something where I can literally not feel it and laugh. Like, oh, if it's funny, it's funny. It's like the dozens or something. I don't know. If it's funny, it's funny. Not thanking you for, and then you post, right? Oh, that's true. I'm so petty. I am. That's why I troll trolls. I have had iPhones. They are not nearly as fun as my Droid. And I say maybe with the Droid, I just haven't gotten it. I don't know. I've had mine for no, I started with Droids, got an iPhone, still had a Droid, and I just fell in love with my iPhone. And I don't know, I do editing and all that. It's just so much more user-friendly, in my opinion. Vale, can you get the Tim Norman phone calls from prison? I'm sure they can be requested through the Freedom of Information Act. The problem is the people ain't interested. We do Gwen, I don't know if I've ever seen you, and let me know in the chat. Have I ever seen you over there on the transcript reading? Because we read the transcript on Wednesdays. We're going to change the time now, but we read the transcripts on Wednesday, and the audience is literally a fraction of our viewing audience. So I'm not going to do something like that and have 10 people watching. I'm not doing that. So no, if people were if I saw that interest there, I would potentially look into that, but they're not even interested in the transcript. So no, I'm not going to do that, unfortunately. Love a good joke, so it's all good. Yes, yeah, of course. Hello, the really real show. I like that. Used to have an Android, so I can say I love both Android and my iPhone. Yeah, I'd be playing a little bit too with the because I think the Android to me takes beautiful videos. My problem is uploading them to my computer. Like when I do vlog from my iPhone, from my Droid, getting the footage to my computer, my Mac is oh my God, it's so painful. Courtney says, yes, for all my creative work, I use all Mac, everything, MacBook, iPad. Yes. But the phone, I don't know, Droid all day. You might tell me how you transferring your stuff from your Droid to your Mac with ease, because that is just tedious and it's painful. And so that's one of the reasons I don't do it. Vale, why did you skip my message about the iPhone announcing itself? I didn't see it. I can't even keep up. I'm skipping a bunch of comments. I just didn't see it. Damn, I'm about to head out of here, but I see a question. Oh, that's a troll. All right, it's time to get off here. We got trolls cluttering up my comments. I don't think I'm coming on tonight for the crook stuff. I think tomorrow, I got stuff to do tomorrow during the day, so I don't know if I'm gonna have energy, but I need to edit. I didn't do any editing over the weekend. I finally rested and I'm still a little tired, but so I think I'm not coming on tonight, but I may probably gonna just throw out a rerun, like one of our highlight clips, and then tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, we'll resume with the Darius Crooks stuff. Like I told you, I don't enjoy talking about her every day. So, but I feel like I just need to, listen to my body, listen to my mind. It's saying, Vale, take it, slow down a little bit, because y'all know, well, those of y'all who know, maybe Patreon will. Well, I don't know. I ain't promising. Let me rest. Let me do what I need to do. But anyway, right. Listen to your mind, listen to your body, and listen to God. Well, listen to God first, then the rest. But anyway, with that, thank you all for joining me. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Even if you're watching on the replay, please hit that like button and share this video. It's greatly appreciated in advance. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to me and the growth of this channel. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.